Yeah, today is the 15th, my NIS contribution to due, and I ain't even get the farms as yet.
Like the private sector that
Hold
accounts
on.
for 80%.
You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app from the comforts of their homes and offices?
Really? You know, I just pay my bills using MMG, you know?
Yes, Jack, and the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select Pay Bills, Government Services, NIS, and Pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So, I don't need to submit any form?
No. The only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait, I could make a claim too?
Oh, no, man, Jack. You didn't know that? Yes. All self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Well, girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care. For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Compelling design starts with familiar elements that captivates the eyes with a fresh perspective. Most of us long for the ability to choose our surroundings. At Andy and Amrit Furniture Store, we believe that your paradise should be easy as walking through your own front door. With our great line of home furnishings for you to choose from, with sofas starting from $50,000, we also custom built to suit your specifications. So come visit with us and make your choice. We also sell MDF, white pine wood and white pine plywood. Andy and Amrit Furniture Store located at 7B Good Hill Public Road, East Coast, Demerara. Telephone 503-8001 or 658-4785. Layaway and financing available. Come see us first.
Now until June 30th, buy a 15-piece or larger bucket at KFC for the chance to win a new Toyota Rush. With 30 other amazing prizes, now's the time to treat the whole family. Taste the Rush in a bucket this Mother's and Father's Day at KFC. It's not just good, it's finger-licking good.
हम रहमत पाएंगे रोजा रखने की ताकत दे हिम्मत हमको या अल्लाह सजदे में हम अपने सर को झुकाएंगे.
These nice prototypes go with proper things. Peppies, you get it best on these things. Oh no, bless up.
Okay. Pack up these things. Yellow, you put the things in the car.
Loving you is easy cause you're beautiful. Do-da-do-da-do. I love you, and you, and you, and you, and you. I love all of you.
Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
And you. I love Peppies.
top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts Bringing Value Home. File to be sent to DPP for advice on alleged rape allegations against Dharmlal, crime chief. Emphasis to be placed on public awareness as a CCJ opens a second sitting in Guyana. Venezuelan jailed for operating brothel in Bartica to be charged with 9 counts of trafficking in persons and $10 million fine and 1 year imprisonment for government officials who attempt to acquire petroleum operating licenses. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Aletha Grant with the Wednesday, June 21, 2023 edition of the HGP Nightly News. In the news this evening, members of the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CCJ, have arrived in Guyana, where for the second time since the court's establishment in 2001, it will hold sittings locally. 5 matters, 2 of which are from this jurisdiction, will be heard on Wednesday and Thursday at the Ortachang Conference Center, Lilliandale, and Georgetown. Find out more from Antonio Day.
At the opening ceremony, the president of the CCJ, Adrian Saunders, said that over the next week, they have a compact and robust schedule for programs aimed at increasing public awareness about the role of the court, the method of work, and the place of the court in the operations of the CARICOM single market and economy. He added that they would embark on an extended program that will include activities to advance an ongoing project that has been developed with CARIFORUM and the funding of the 11th European Development Funds.
This project aims specifically in Guyana, to sensitize the judiciary, the bar, and other stakeholders about the CSME and the role of the court and national courts and tribunals within that CSME regime.
Members of the court will also engage civil society and the public, including a session with students at the University of Guyana. Meanwhile, Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George, Senior Counsel, said that for Guyana, the CCJ is a household name, as the decisions of the court has been impactful, not only in relation to individual litigants, but on our nation as a whole, since many of the cases that made their way to the Trinidad-based court in recent times are of national importance.
We look forward to other sister territories embracing the CCJ as their final appellate court, as it ensures greater access to justice for more of the peoples of our region.
Similarly, Chancellor of the Judiciary, Yonette Cummings Edwards, opined that the CCJ is known to be revolutionary for thinking and groundbreaking in some of its decisions that it has given over the years.
Their honors have had their dockets dominated with a number of subject areas, including criminal law, land law, constitutional law, and election cases from Guyana.
While here on the 2-day visit, the Caribbean Court of Justice will hear 5 cases. For the Guyanese cases, the court will hear the cases of Michael Williams versus the Director of Public Prosecutions, and Sestai Kumari Prasad versus Shireen Mongrel, Zenobia Rosenberry, Indrani Mauchan. Also scheduled to be heard are 2 cases from Barbados, Apsara Restaurants, Barbados Limited versus Guardian General Insurance, and James Ricardio, Alexander Fields. The other case is from Dominica and involves Successors Limited versus the State of Jamaica. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The parliamentary opposition and its supporters continue to apply pressure on the Ali-led administration to correct as they held a protest in the vicinity of the office of the president. They continue to amplify calls for the removal of Minister of Local Government Nigel Dharmlal amid rape allegations and strongly recommend that trafficking in persons be added to the probe into the matter. Here is more from Renata Burnett.
This is a repeat offender, right? You know what I mean? This is a sexual predator. I mean, this is at least, in my recollection, 5 times where such an allegation been made against him, and nothing has happened.
That was former Minister of Infrastructure David Patterson on the picket line as the opposition staged yet another protest action in front of the office of the president, calling for the Minister of Local Government Nigel Darmlal to go amid allegations of rape. Patterson highlighted that several similar allegations were leveled against the minister during the 2015 elections period when he held the position of permanent secretary at the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton questioned the way in which the Guyana police force handled the arrest of the minister, stating that preference was given to him despite the seriousness of the allegations.
I'm very, very annoyed that preference is being given to Nigel Darmlal. The nature of this case, he should not have been out of police custody. He is still in a position where he can influence where this goes.
Former minister within the Ministry of Social Protection, Simona Brooms, who has been very vocal about the matter, said the investigation into the allegations of rape should also include human trafficking.
More questions are coming forward, and the evidence is there where this girl was lured from one region into another, from region 2 here, but more so into a government compound, the Chilibar, where judges live, where ministers of government live.
The local government minister was arrested on Monday and placed on a $1 million bail. Recently, the parents of another indigenous girl has come forward asking for justice after a minister allegedly used plane tickets and money to groom their 16-year-old daughter into having sex with him. Renata Burnett, reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
A Venezuelan businesswoman who was in April sentenced to 6 months behind bars for operating a brothel in Bartica will now be charged with 9 counts of trafficking in persons. Tip. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
41-year-old Maylene Cordova, a Venezuelan national and businesswoman of Baidiraba Road, Bartica, Region 7, was sentenced to 6 months behind bars on April 27, 2023. Police stated between March 15 and April 30, 2023, Cordova trafficked 9 Venezuelan women from Venezuela to Guyana and exploited them between Crusher Hill and Barricade Bagdam, Coyuni Mazaruni River, Region 7. The victims reported the matter to the Guyana Police Force, and members of the Trafficking in Person Unit of the Criminal Investigation Department Headquarters launched an investigation. Based on the investigation, legal advice was given by the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, for Cordova to be charged with 9 counts of trafficking in persons, quote-unquote. The Guyana Police Force's DIP unit, in effort to combat trafficking in persons, will continue to work with stakeholders to conduct intelligence-led operations, spot inspections, awareness, and training in every region of Guyana, end of quote. A release from the police stated. Meanwhile, before a city magistrate, a 53-year-old man was charged with attempted murder and remanded to prison. Alberto Anderson, called Monkey, was charged with attempted murder of Junior Anthony Melville. Anderson of Pakira Road, Matthews Ridge, Northwest District, was arrested on June 16, and he appeared at the Georgia Magistrates Court before Chief Magistrate Shardel Isaacs Marcus. Anderson was not required to plead to the indictable offense and was remanded to prison until July 20th, when he will appear at the Matthews Ridge Magistrates Court. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Antonio Day now tells us that no government official in their personal capacity or in the name of any family member under the draft 2023 Petroleum Activities Bill can acquire licenses for petroleum activities. Any person found guilty of such action is liable to a $10 million fine and 1 year imprisonment.
The government of Guyana on Monday released the drafted Petroleum Activities Bill, which, if passed in the National Assembly, will replace the archaic 1986 Petroleum Exploration and Production Act. The draft bill also expands on terms for exploration, development, production, and abandonment. If any provisions of the Act are violated, or if there are any false statements made in relation to the provisions of the Act, an individual can be fined up to $30 million. This individual is also subject to up to 3 years imprisonment. The fine and imprisonment sentence is also applicable to anyone who reveals any confidential information or data pertinent to the Act. The 1986 Petroleum Exploration and Production Act spoke extensively to royalties payable to the state. However, the 2023 bill details requirements for rental fees, a signing bonus, a retention fee, and royalties. It also speaks to the licensee's requirements to provide financial support for environmental and social projects. The drafted bill can be found on the Ministry of Natural Resources website. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
More news after this break. Stay with us.
We got stoves, cook it, fry it, bake it, stew it, poach it, eat it, drink it, slurp it. At Quartz, you can get it. We got fridges, slurp it, chill it, freeze it, store it, crisp it, pack it, and stack it. At Quartz, you can get it. Wash or dryer it, wash it, fluff it, spin it, dry it, clean it, fold it, wear it, sort it, and soak it. Rinse it, load it. FDA gon' make you blend it, crush it, toast it. At Quartz, you can get it.
We at SNL Electrical Agency believe that a good design begins with a great lighting plan. From ambiance lighting to statement chandeliers. Trendy LED fixtures, we've got it all. Layering your homes with lights is the key to creating spaces that welcome, comfort, and inspire. SNL Electrical Agency, importers and distributors of all electrical lamps, solar lights, cables, circuit breaker panels, AC units, and so much more. SNL Electrical Agency, 179 to 180 Thomas Street, Kitty. Telephone 226-3018, 223-1634.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
Krishna Roth Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Roth Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Welcome back. As we continue with the news, the Guyana Police Force is compiling a file to be sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions, Shalimar Alihak, for her legal opinion on the way forward in the alleged rape of a 16-year-old girl by local government and regional development minister Nigel Darmlal. More in this report.
As the investigation continues into the alleged rape by Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Nigel Darmlal against a 16-year-old schoolgirl, a file is expected to be sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions, Shalimar Alihak, SC, for legal advice. Crime Chief Wendell Blanham disclosed this during a brief interview with Nightly News.
Are in the process of preparing the case file for it to be forwarded to the Director of Public Prosecution for her legal opinion.
The crime chief revealed that the complainant and the investigators went to the minister's house, where it was searched. HGP Nightly News understands that during the visit by crime sleuths, Darmlal stood outside of the premises.
Investigators, when you investigate the matter, obviously the victim is saying that she was at a particular location, slash scene. Obviously the police, they have the investigators have to visit.
The local government and regional development minister was arrested on Monday night, days after a 16-year-old schoolgirl accused him of sexually assaulting her in December 2022. He was later released on $1 million bail and instructed to return to the Brickdam police station on Tuesday. When he returned on Tuesday, that is when investigators requested to search his house. Dharmlal has retained Hughes, Fields and Stobie to represent him and protect his interests amid the allegations. In fact, he denied the allegations leveled against him by the schoolgirl. The minister requested to proceed on administrative leave to allow for a probe, which President Irfan Ali has granted. Calls have been pouring in from every section of society for Dharmlal to be fired. Moreover, several picketing exercises continue to be held. Renata Burnett, reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Guyana Association of Women Lawyers has launched its 5th series of the Law and You booklet, providing the public, particularly women, with access to digestible legal information. More details in this report.
To provide the citizens, particularly women, with digestible information on the law, the Guyana Association of Women Lawyers has launched the 5th booklet on the Law and You. The first Law and You project was launched in 1992 by the association with funding from Futurist Fund. Since then, the Law and You booklet 1, 2, 3, and 4 have been published. At the launch at the Regency Suites Hotel, outgoing president of the association, Keen Trotman, noted that the booklet has been a powerful guide in the legal landscape.
Our Law and You booklet is not a substitute for independent legal advice. It's rather a concise book information on the law.
Trotman disclosed that the 5th series of the Law and You was funded by the Legal Aid Clinic. It would be distributed free of cost in hard and soft copies, as well as translated into Spanish.
Now, we have a society where the law is evolving, and as such, we wanted to keep persons up to date with the law as we launched the Law and You 5.
The association has been in existence for over 30 years and comprises female practitioners in the public and private sectors who have been admitted to the bar in Guyana. Tiana Ko reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
It is said that in order to lead others, you must first understand the dynamics of self-leadership. This was the common thread of a masterclass on identity leadership held on Wednesday at the Guyana Marriott Hotel, Georgetown.
Go Blue Consulting, a Caribbean-based training and consulting company, has partnered with the American leadership trainer, Stedman Graham, to facilitate the Identity Leadership Masterclass and Business Mixer. The Masterclass on Identity Leadership is geared at teaching persons in civil society the dynamics of effective leadership. Go Blue Consulting Chief Executive Officer Judy McCutcheon, in her remarks, said, the Masterclass will redefine one's perspective of leadership.
This Masterclass is going to set you on a path of wonderful self-discovery that will help you to tap into who you are at the core of your being, so that you can lead from a place of empathy, compassion, and authenticity.
As Guyana's prosperity is imminent, especially in the oil and gas and commerce sectors, it is important for Guyanese leaders to develop effective leadership skills. These were the charges made by Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry Vice President Richard Rambaran.
It is extraordinarily important that we forge a new identity for leaders in Guyana, that we forge individuals who are not just smart, individuals who are not just output-driven. They also can stand on any podium, any stage within the global arena, and you can be assured of their integrity, their ethics, their morality, etc.
He noted that integrity, self-conduct, and morality are the paramount qualities of effective leadership. Rambaran spoke on behalf of GCCI President Kester Hudson. Director of Business and Entrepreneur Development at the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, John Edgell, echoed these sentiments.
Say that Guyana is going to do well if we have good leadership. And that is absolutely true. It is 100% true.
Meanwhile, U.S. leadership mentor and author Stedman Graham posited that effective leadership is pivoted on self-leadership.
So much talent wasted. Seeing so many young people that are losing their way because of the lack of leadership. You cannot change your circumstances until you first change yourself.
Antonia Day reporting for the AGP Nightly News.
When we come back, we will bring you more news. Stay with us.
cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
We got stoves, cook it, fry it, bake it, stew it, poach it, eat it, drink it, slurp it. At Quartz, you can get it. We got fridges, slurp it, chill it, freeze it, store it, crisp it, pack it, and stack it. At Quartz, you can get it. Wash or dryer it, wash it, fluff it, spin it, dry it, clean it, fold it, wear it, sort it, and soak it. Rinse it, load it. FDA gon' make you blend it, crush it, toast it. At Quartz, you can get it.
Welcome back. You're with the HGP Nightly News. President Irfan Ali and his team visited residents of the Lamaha Park and Newtown Kitty to listen to their concerns and provide solutions. The president said this was his first stop on his way to other communities in the country. Here is more from Renata Burnett.
President Irfan Ali, accompanied by the minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Indar, on Tuesday, visited the communities of Lamahal Park and Newtown Kitty, where he engaged residents in discussions about issues raised during the course of consultations on local government.
Areas of safety. One, street lights. That was the #1 priority in most of the communities, followed by recreational facilities. That was the second area that was raised, and drainage. Drainage was a major concern.
The president said he intends to visit other communities in the city and across the country to talk to constituents about their concerns. One of the residents of Lamahal Park expressed his satisfaction at the head of state's visit to the community.
Right now, I'm extremely pleased to hear your comments, your leadership taking us along the route that things could be done. And we would look for that with the support of our councillor, new councillor on board. Because as you see here, this is a residential community and we can't even walk the streets.
Another resident told the president about her concerns regarding the number of businesses being erected in the residential area, whilst also touching on the fact that crime has become prevalent.
The company just around the corner here, they have armed security, and one day they were robbed and the security is shooting wild all over. We have children around, right? And crime in the area, it's difficult to even get food delivery, because they come in the area in the night and they wait for the delivery men, they take their money, they take their bikes.
Ali promised the residents that a meeting will be convened on Friday with Minister Deodat Indar, the NDC councillor, members of the community and the Commissioner of Police to hatch a plan on the way forward. Renata Burnett, reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Laws governing campaign financing must include provisions for third and small parties, says Shaz Ali, executive member of the Citizens Initiative. Antonio Day spoke with the businessman and filed this report.
The European Union Observer Mission, in its report on the March 2020 general and regional elections, outlined 26 recommendations which can help to improve Guyana's electoral system. Among these recommendations was that government implement an electoral framework which monitors and regulates campaign financing for political parties. People's Progressive Party Civic General Secretary Barry Jagdew had told reporters that his government will action this.
We're looking at it, but it will be done in a manner that is respectful of all of those concerns that we met here. Not to provide the small parties with the equal funds as big parties.
He also claimed that it is already on the government's agenda and in his party's manifesto. But in the same breath, Jagdew said that his interest lies in ensuring his party has enough campaign finances.
As General Secretary of this party, my job is to grow the attractiveness of the PPP, make it more attractive and bigger. My job is not to look out for the small party. They have to go and make their own way.
TCI executive member Shaz Ali, speaking with Nightly News recently, strongly proffered that legislation, when developed, must not exclude third and small parties.
It should include all parties. I don't see the reason why it should be, locked down to or restricted to only mainly the government and opposition.
Laws governing campaign financing will aid in promoting accountability and transparency for parties contesting general and regional elections, he noted. Ali suggested that policymakers must stop shunning small and third parties.
A lot of need for inclusivity of third forces, small parties, if you want to call them that.
Antonia Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news with Tiana Cole.
Visit Gafu's Ironmongery department for all your building needs. Bolts and nuts, zinc-plated, high-tensile, anchor bolts and threaded rods. Package nails for your convenience. Screws for wood, metal, and concrete. Building a fence, we've got cast iron railheads and decorative fencing. Gate slides and pivots. Laser and barbed wire. For your carpentry needs, we stock tight bond, wood glues, and Evo stick. Hasps and staples, hinges, butts, catches and brackets, and a wide selection of modern design cupboard handles and knobs. Secure your property and loved ones with quality Yale products such as padlocks, available in several sizes and types, knobs, lever, deadlocks, and decorative door locks. Moving heavy loads is easy with caster wheels and hand trucks that cater for any job. For construction, we've got scaffolding, along with ladders, multi-purpose, extended, fiberglass, and step ladders too. For everything you need under one roof, it's Gafu's, the name you can trust.
Team Extra and the one-man bands present the band's birthday. Celebrating 30 years of one-man band in Guyana. 10 of the best one-man bands all across Guyana and New York for one night, one stage on Saturday the 24th of June 2023 at the National Park. Side attraction, Granny performs live. Dancing competition, walls 30,000. Dance hall 30,000. The oldest couple at the party wins $30,000. Early bird 1,500. Wow, stocks last. Ticket location, White Castle Fish Shop, Just Your Size Boutique, Orange Walk, Fireside Grill, Highway Cafe, Suicide Junction, and Extra Beer, Stabic Market location. Compliments of Fireside Grill and Chill and Extra Beer. Band's birthday. Team Extra presents Creek Slag 2023 live on stage. Trinidad and Tobago, Lady Lava.
Yeah, we don't know it's Lady Lava, Queen of the Freak, and I will be live in Guyana on the 2nd of July. Aziza, Akusta, Linden Highway, I'll come out and represent.
Lady Lava.
You have a girl well I like him more. You have a girl well I like him more.
Granny. On Sunday, July 2nd at Aziza Kuza Creek. Early bird tickets $1,500. Wow, stocks last. Ticket location, White Castle Fish Shop, Just Your Size Boutique, Orange Walk, Fireside Grill, Highway Cafe, Suicide Junction, and Extra Beer, Stabic Market location. Compliments of Fireside Grill and Extra Energy Drink.
evening and welcome to Wednesday's edition of the Regional News. The third edition of the Suriname Energy, Oil and Gas Summit has started, with President Chandrika Prasad Santokhi pledging to make the Dutch-speaking Caribbean community one of the top oil-producing countries. He told the opening ceremony that in order to achieve that goal, foreign investments would be needed, as well as good governance. Quote unquote, "There is no room for political shortcuts if we want to become what we can be," said Santokhi, adding that while his administration is going to do everything it can to accommodate the oil and gas industry, it is also going to go to great lengths to move away from fossil fuels like the rest of the world. Foreign Affairs, International Business and International Cooperation Minister Albert Ramdin said that the summit is a success, noting that it is being attended by a greater number of people. This year, 150 exhibitors, participants from 40 countries, more than 200 speakers, and 560 top executives attended. At least 41 people have died in a Honduran women's prison, a spokesperson from the Public Prosecutor's Office said after an apparent prison riot. Authorities are working to identify the bodies, saying some had died from burns while others had been shot. Delma Ordonez, president of an association for prisoners' families, said that a brawl had broken out at the prison in the early hours of yesterday between members of two rival gangs. Images released by local media showed black smoke coming from the prison building. Relatives of the inmates were stationed outside the prison late Tuesday, seeking to find out about their loved ones. There is a history of deadly prison incidents in Honduras, with 18 inmates reportedly killed in a gang fight in a penitentiary in 2019, and over 350 dying in a fire in 2012. Haitian children face a severe lack of food, medical support, and education. The head of the United Nations Children's Agency, UNICEF, said in the capital Port-au-Prince, hours after heavily shooting rang out near a packed camp of displaced persons. Heavily armed gangs have expanded their turf and now control communities, accounting for some 2 million people. According to UN, estimates mostly women and children living amid frequent extrajudicial killings and sexual violence. This has fueled a humanitarian crisis. The agency believes has internally displaced over 165,000 people, while driving many to attempt a dangerous escape by boat. Quote unquote, "Children are malnourished. They need help and the world needs to pay attention," UNICEF Executive Director Catherine Russell said in an interview. "The children desperately need health care, like immunization and schooling," she added. Quote unquote, "Adults need to stop fighting and take care of the children," end of quote. The agency estimates over 100,000 children are at immediate risk of starving to death, out of a total estimated population of around 12 million people. Thank you for watching. I'm Tiana Cole.
File to be sent to DPP for advice on alleged rape allegations against Dharmlal, crime chief. Emphasis to be placed on public awareness as CCJ opens second sitting in Guyana. Venezuelan jailed for operating brothel in Bartica to be charged with 9 counts of trafficking in persons, and $10 million fine and 1 year imprisonment for government officials who attempt to acquire petroleum operation licenses. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Alethea Grant. Thanks for watching.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGPTV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGPTV today. HGPTV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.